1. What is AJAX? AJAX stands for AJAX is a technique to create a better, faster and more interactive web systems or applications, which uses asynchronous data transfer between the browser and the web server. AJAX stands for Asynchronous JavaScript and XML. It is a group of related technologies used to display data asynchronously. In other words, it sends and retrieves data without reloading the web page. 2. What are the advantages of AJAX? Quick response to the client, browser from the web server. Bandwidth utilization in a better way by saving the memory. Client or user will not disconnected or blocked until data is retrieved from the server. Allows us to send only important data to the server. Makes the application interactive and faster. 3. What are the disadvantages of AJAX? AJAX is dependent on JavaScript. Security issues will not be taken care of efficiently. Debugging is difficult for AJAX or not that much easy to handle. Problem with browser back button when using AJAX-enabled pages. Increases size of the requests based on AJAX call or process. AJAX call may fail due to slow and unreliable network connection. 4. Name the real-time AJAX-based web applications currently running in the IT industry or market. There are browser-based applications and platform-independent applications. Twitter, Facebook, Gmail, YouTube, etc. 5. What are the security issues with AJAX? Its source code is readable, may lead to no DB details. There is a chance of inserting the script into the system by the attackers. 6. Difference between synchronous and asynchronous requests. Synchronous request blocks the user until a response is retrieved, whereas asynchronous doesn't block the user. 7. What are the other technologies used along with AJAX? HTML/X, HTML/HTML5 and CSS technologies are used to display the content and styles. DOM is used for dynamic display and interaction with data. XML is used for carrying data to and from the server. XML HTTP request is used for asynchronous communication between the client and the server. JavaScript is used for client-side validation of the HTML page. 8. What is the purpose of XML HTTP request? Sends the data to the server in the background. Requests data from the server. Receives data from the server. Updates data without reloading the page. 9. What are the properties of XML HTTP request? On ready state change is called whenever ready state attribute changes. Ready state represents the state of the request. Response text returns the response as text. Response XML returns the response as XML. Status returns the status number of a request. Status text returns the details of a status. What are the important methods of XML HTTP request? Abort is used to cancel the current request. Get all response headers returns the header details. Get response header returns the specific header details. Open is used to open the request. Send is used to send the request. Set request header adds request header. 11. What are the types of open method used for XML HTTP request? Open method, URL, which opens the request specifying get or post method and URL. Open method, URL, async, which is same as above but specifies asynchronous or not. Open method, URL, async, username, password, is same as above but specifies the username and password. 12. What are the types of send method used for XML HTTP request? Send, which sends GET request. Send string, which sends POST request. 13. What is the role of callback function in AJAX process? The callback function passes a function as a parameter to another function. If we need to perform various AJAX tasks on a website, then we can create one function for executing XML HTTP request and a callback function to execute each AJAX task. 14. What is JSON in AJAX? What does it stands for? JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. In AJAX, it is used to exchange data between a browser and a server. It is safe, reliable and easy to understand, and data exchange is faster than XML. It supports array, object, boolean, string, number and null. var JSON obj equals JSON.parse AJAX return obj.response text. console.log JSON obj.get. 15. What are the tools for debugging AJAX applications? There are several tools used for debugging. Firebug for Mozilla Firefox. Fiddler for Internet Explorer. JavaScript HTML Debugger. MyClips AJAX Tools. Script Debugger. 16. What are the types of postback in AJAX? There are two types of postback in AJAX. Synchronous postback, which blocks the client until the operation completes. Asynchronous postback, which doesn't block the client and continues the operation. 17. What are the different ready states of a request in AJAX process? There are 5 ready states of a request in AJAX process. 0 means unopened, connection not initialized. 1 means opened, connection established. 2 means headers _ received, request received. 3 means loading, processing the request. 4 means done, request finished and response is ready. 18. What are the common AJAX frameworks? Dojo Toolkit, UI, Google Web Toolkit, GWT, Spry, MooTools, Prototype. 19. How can we test the AJAX code? Using JUnit we can test. JUnit is the open-source unit testing framework for client-side JavaScript. It is required to create a test cases. The unit test case is a code, which ensures that the program logic works as expected. JSUnit is the client-side JavaScript code used as part of JUnit. JSUnit has been used for AJAX code. 20. What are the differences between JavaScript and AJAX? JS is an object-based scripting language. AJAX is a group of interrelated technologies like JavaScript, XML, HTML, CSS etc. JS makes a request to the server and waits for the response. AJAX sends a request to the server and doesn't wait for the response, which performs other operations during that time. JS consumes more bandwidth as it reloads the page. AJAX doesn't reload the page so consumes less bandwidth. JS manages and controls a web page after being downloaded. AJAX does not require the page to refresh to download the entire page. 21. Is JavaScript knowledge is required to do AJAX? Yes, JS knowledge is required to develop an AJAX functionality. 22. What are the limitations of AJAX? An AJAX web application tends to confuse the end users if the network bandwidth is slow and if there is no full postback running. 23. The difference between proxied and proxyless in AJAX calls? Proxied calls are made through stub objects which can be called from PHP classes on the JavaScript side in AJAX. Proxyless calls are made using utility JavaScript functions like HTML_AJAX.replace and HTML_AJAX.append in AJAX. 24. Which request is better from GET and POST methods? AJAX requests should be used a GET method to request where the data does not change for a given URL requested. And a POST method should be used when the state is updated on the server. This is mostly recommended for all the consistent web applications. 25. What is the name of object used for AJAX request? XML HTTP request object is used for AJAX requests. 26. Are there any components in the ASP.NET AJAX client library? Yes, given are the components. Component layer, core services layer, browser compatibility layer. 27. What are the controls of the script management group? Below are the controls. Script manager, script manager proxy. 28. What are the goals or advantages of AJAX? Reduced web server hits, reduced network load, interactive user interface, platform and architecture neutrality, support for both synchronous and asynchronous communication, provide a server and client-side framework. 29. The difference between register client script block, register client script include and register client script resource? Below given are the differences and functions. Register client script block, the script is specified as a string parameter. Register client script include, by setting the source attribute to a URL that point to a script file. Register client script resource, specifies resource name in an assembly. The source attribute is automatically populated with a URL by a call to an HTTP handler that retrieves the named script from the assembly. 30. How to control the duration of an AJAX request. Async post back timeout property is used to control the duration of AJAX request. Default time limit is 90 seconds.